This is Janardhan. So I'm working as a staff engineer at Oracle. So let's dive into the talk directly. So this is our golden gate for the developers, where we go and interact and see if something is going wrong or something is going right. So as a developers, we get an requirement, and then we just go into VS Code and develop the component and come back to the browser and check whether that thing is working right or wrong, or that CSS is working right, or is it calling a right API calls going to the network tab, and we'll check it. So as a humans, as a developer, so we go and interact with it, and we give that feedback to the agents, and then agents will run on it. But what about the agent? The agents doesn't have the access to these all dev tools as we developers have, right? So that's what there is a gap between coding agents and then the browser dev tools, right? So that's what I want to talk to what it takes to fill that gap, right? So in the backend, normally what happens, so when you have a requirement, you prompt that requirement, build this API, right? So and what agent does, it will generate the code, and then it will the output of the generated code is a text, it's a code, right? So and and it runs in the terminal for the backend, right? And then it will evaluate, it will run unit test cases, integration tests, and everything, and then validates whether that new API is working as per the expectation or not. But if it sees some error, it will go and fix it, and it will again generate the text, which is understandable by coding agents, right? And again, that entire loop that is running, that execute the result is there in the terminal itself, right? So and then the end of the task, it will be solved and done. But whereas in the front end, it's a total different story, right? So we got a requirement to develop a card, simple card, we give that develop this card for the AI agent, it will generate the code, and it will render in the browser, and the output is pixels. So pixels is a big problem for the AI agents. It will not understand what it is rendered exactly in the UI, right? So and it will end up in the guessing game, right? So it doesn't have an access to all the dev tools. It will only access it has its code base. It will go and analyze your code base and see whether there are any fixes that it can do. It will go and do that educated guess, and then fixes the problem. But still, we see that misalignments, we see the layout is working in web, but the layout is not working in the mobile, right? So that's what most of our developers we go through in everyday life, right? So here I follow three-step process in my development process. So one is I use Chrome DevTools MCP as a first step, as a gatekeeper. And there is a CLI also recently released for the DevTools, which is reduce, you can reduce the amount of the tokens that you use through CLI. So the second step is visual regression. So I think most of the people are using Playwright and doing the visual regression. So that is a second step that I'll be using in my day-to-day life. And then third one is context engineering. So we teach AI our rules, not what AI knows. We want to teach AI what are exactly the rules that it need to act upon. So now we have a 3 years old developer who has generated the exceptional UI, but business logic, but not touched the dev tools. So guess whom I'm talking about. So yeah, coding agents, right? So it just 3 years experience it has, and it does exceptional work in the business logic, but it drastically fails in generating the pixel perfect UI that we are expecting, right? So that's what we want to give the dev tools to the agents and see how it performs. And I have a simple example here. So we have a simple sign up form, and then this sign up form, when you try to sign up, it will give a generic error that 1004. So basically this sign up form is calling an internal tool, internal APIs. So where the AI agent doesn't have access to that the spec of that, right? So what it does, like, so it will, as a humans, like what we'll do, we open the Chrome DevTools and see like which API is failing. We see the register API is failing and see like that is the message. So that is a message that we want to convey to the user, not like just like cryptic message, like with an unknown error code, like where user will not understand, right? Like, so that's what we do. So the same, exactly same thing, we want to give that that capability for the agents through DevTools. Let's see, like if we as a user, like we prompt this prompt like to the agent, just like go and fix it. So what it does, it will run it will run your coding agent, like enter code base, scan it, enter code base, and see like there are no matching files for that, right? Like because that error message is in the browser, not in the code base, right? So, and if lucky enough, like it will get this comment, like this to do, that like there is this to do, but we are setting a generic error here. So as a humans, we go back and see that to do and like try to see like what is the error message, what is the key like that is there in the response, and like introduce that here and show that to the user. But the agents like doesn't do that, right? So where do you think like the data lies? Like in is it in the training data? No. It is in the source code? No. The error message what I was talking about, it is in the runtime data. Of course, it is in the runtime data, right? Like, so it is not there in the training data, like in the model, like, or like it is in the source code or runtime. And we always say like models suck at like front end, but like it's not about the model; it's about the feedback that we are giving. Like we are not giving the proper feedback, like for the agents about our UIs, right? So this is the one of let's go into like step by step. Like so, first, like let's go with the Chrome DevTools and MCP, how it fixes the pixel loop, right? So these are simple steps. Like you can use any agent, like you can add it like MCP server directly with these commands, and then after adding this command, like it will generate like this config in your whatever the MCP tool agents that you're using, and it will add this small line of code, add this entry in your MCP servers. And then like now the way we prompt will change. Like we'll not ask like go and fix this error. We'll ask the agent that like go to this URL, this page particularly, debug this error, and with this username and password. Then like what it does like is it will open like the browser, like the controlled browser environment, and then like the agent will read the network call like using like the protocol like DevTools MCP protocol, and then like it will give the structured JSON for the AI agents, not just an image. It will give you a structured JSON. So to the agents. So now like the JSONs, with that JSON, like the coding agents will act on it, and then like fixes that network bug, and then like gives you the interactive UI, right? So and other than that, like so just not navigating, like so it has a bunch of tools too. Like so it will I'll explain the examples. Like but these are the few internal functions that MCP Chrome DevTools uses. And you know what? Like the interesting fact is that the MCP tool, the DevTools MCP is using Puppeteer inside it. So it's already, we are already using Puppeteer like for the end-to-end testing and the other testing things, right? So the same thing, like so the underneath the Chrome DevTools, like so it is using. So here is a few examples that I use like in my daily life. So one is like input automation. For example, you have most of the pages are like guarded with our auth, right? So every time you ask, like so you need to give the username and password. So you can automate that input flows, like where you can fill the form, you can fill the large like step by step forms, and then like at the end of that form, like you want to test that successful pop up. So then like you can the MCP, like you can prompt MCP that like go to this page, fill this all the details, and then like see what is the network call is giving and fix it. So you can do that. And you can also like do like you build a website, the agent have built the website, and it is working in the desktop but it is failing in the mobile. So there is no responsiveness, and that feedback can also be given for the can be taken by the AI agents like using Chrome DevTools. The another use case is performance. Yes, the performance. Most of people like know how to code, but like most of the people uh, lose that interest of development, like when we start like incrementing the performance, right? Like, so now you can, using the dev tools, you can directly tell the MCP that like go to this URL and like get the lighthouse metrics and the core web vitals. If it is less than this metric, and list down all the errors and fix it. So you can ask that, you can interact with it. So another thing is accessibility, so which is more important. So, and like as a developers, we miss it, like to add that area labels or roles like to the inputs, right? And another thing is SEO. So it can also improve. It will also get the SEO lighthouse audit, and then recommend like what are the changes that you need to make to improve the SEO of your website. So yeah, like, so that is the first step. Like, so here, like, we have fixed the interaction between the browser and the coding agent. Now comes the visual regression. So here, for the visual regression, so I normally use like Playwright. It is open source and it is easy to use it, so than Cypress. So and here, like, what I'm doing is I'm creating a baseline. Like, so for example, there is an UI card, pricing card, and like I have created a script, regression.js, and then like I have like a folder created, the regression baseline. So I'll run like Playwright, like to create that baseline, like what is the, how the card is looking, what are the CSS properties of it, what are the animation, what is how is the motion, how is the interaction, and then like save in the baseline regression. And using the script, like I'll explain like a glimpse of the script. So basically, like this regression script like does the same how the MCP server is doing. Like, so it will open the Chrome instance, and it will resize the, like, if you want to test like responsiveness, it will resize the mobile viewport and like different screens, and then like get the data and JSON data, and then find the button, and then like compare that JSON like with the baseline JSON that we have already created, right? So this is how like we that script does. Like, so you can generate it using coding agent. So now, like, let's keep it like the overview, like how the regression will work. So we have a new feature like to add an underline, like or a border for the pricing card, and we have done that like using coding agent. It went like done it, and it ran a regression, and it ran a regression against the baseline commit like that we already have. And then like the agent knows that, like, okay, I have done wrongly, like I have, instead of like border gray, like I have done like border red. So then like it will go and correct it, and then automatically it will read the JSON report, and then like corrects it by itself. So this is about the regression and context engineering. I know like most of the people are using it, like so maintaining their Cloud MD files and Agent MD files. Just giving a brush up, like yeah, like, so in the keep minimal things like in the Cloud MD or Agent file, but like don't miss the context. Keep your design tokens, keep your type rules in the Cloud MD, keep the how the component should run, like how the components is structured, what is a project structure, what is a file convention that you are following, and what are the accessibility rules that you have, and what are the responsive breakpoints that you have. And then like not only what to do, you should also mention what should not do. That is more important for the with the AI, not to hallucinate, right? So we will tell like not to hardcode the XR like area or like fixed pixels width, right? Like, so with these three steps, like we have solved this problem. Let's see how the flow now looks like. So we prompt the AI, the Cloud MD file will loads, and then like it has all the how to code the context, and then like it will generate the code, and then it will run in the browser, like it will render the UI is rendered in the browser, and then like the pixels is output, and that pixels are sent to the dev tools, and then dev tools reads that like there is some misalignment or the network call is failed, or like something is happened there, and like it will correct itself, and then runs the visual regression after it. And then like after visual regression, like it will evaluate like whether the everything is working as per expected, there is no overlaps in the layout or the CSS. And then like we have fixed the code, it will fix the code if there are any error, and then like the loop goes. So yeah, thank you, that's all I have. Like if you want to connect, yeah, you can connect me on the LinkedIn. Thank you so much for listening to me and enjoy the rest of the talk.